All right. Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome. It is day 2 in our first recovery week. So you just need your mat and body weight. I'm going to enjoy being barefoot again as I was yesterday. We enjoyed a little yoga flow. So today we are going to go a little bit more of some body weight sets, but still nothing intense. Just trying to still keep the body moving, engaging the core, but keeping things a little bit more mellow and giving our body some time to recover. So start with a child's pose. Put your knees really wide, big toes together, reach your arms way out in front. And then if you can get your forehead onto the ground, go ahead and take advantage of that. Just resting the head and take about 3 deep breaths. Whatever feels good for you, you can breathe in and out the nose, the mouth, combination. And then just turn your head to the right, get a little stretch through the neck, turn your head to the left, and then come on up to your hands and knees. And we'll go through some cat-cow. Spread your fingertips really, really wide. Inhale, push your chest forward, and then exhale, round the back. Tuck your belly button into the spine as much as possible. Inhale, push forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, push forward. Exhale, round. And then one more. When you round, really take the time to grab through the core. It's almost like you're hawking up a hairball. You're exhaling all your air out. Diaphragm shuts down. You can really grab in through that core. All right, go ahead and push your hips up and back. We'll hit a quick down dog. Drive those hips back towards your thighs as much as possible. Drop your right heel as you let your left knee bend, and then switch. So right knee bends and your left heel drops. Back and forth. Slide those shoulder blades down. Make sure that you have no tension going on in your neck and shoulders. It should be the back, the core, and the stretch through the hamstrings. Okay, bring your right leg forward outside of your right hand. Drop your back left knee down, and then you're going to just hinge forward and back. So we're going to get a little stretch through our hip flexor on the left, possibly inner thigh, hamstring on the right. You can walk your hands or you can keep them still, whatever feels good for you, but we're not really holding anything in place. I'm going to just start getting a little bit of stretch, but keep it ballistic. Nothing held at this point. 3, 2, and 1. Replant into those hands. Lift that right foot up. Place it back down and around. Push back to that down dog. And now we're going to shift forward, bringing your left leg outside your left hand. Put your right knee down. Hinge forward and back. 10 of these. Grab tight through that core. Think about everything going on in the body. Space between those ears and shoulders. Connection into the back. Connection into the core. 2 and 1. Plant back into that plank. Bring your left leg back and behind. Shift back up into your down dog real quick. Okay, curl or turn over onto your back. And we're going to start with a little glute bridge. So place your heels so that they're right underneath your knees. And at the top of your glute bridge, when you push your hips up off the ground, your knees should be pretty much right on top of your heels. Squeeze your knees toward one another a little bit, sliding those shoulder blades down. And you get the lift through the hips and the back by flexing and tucking your butt. So really watch out that you're not just overarching your low back. You have that core connection and your butt flex. Bring both arms all the way up behind you. Inhale, reach behind, really reach, and then exhale, bring it back. We'll go 5 here. 3. Keep driving up through those heels. 4. and 5, and then you're going to snow angel. So bring those arms around, inhale up, exhale, drop 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, drop your hips, push your low back into the ground, feel that scoop through the belly, almost feeling like the sides of your abdomen are knitting together. So either side of that belly button, you're pulling and dropping, knitting together, pulling tight like you have an internal corset. Go ahead and rest your head in your hands. So interlace your hands behind your head. Find that pelvic tuck, but try to keep your glutes relaxed now. Exhale, lift your chest towards your belly button. Inhale to lower. So wake up the core here. Tell it needs to get going, needs to be ready to tighten, flex, hold strong throughout your workout, but then throughout the day. Even when you're sitting in your desk chair, when you're walking, when you're fixing dinner, driving, you can always get that core activation going. It's going to help your entire body. Yes, keep tone in the core, but help protect that low back. Generally, it'll help you keep better posture while you're doing those things. Here's 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're going to curl ourselves up all the way to the top, and we're going to go into squats. Just nice body weight squats. You go the stance that you would like. With a squat, you want to shift your hips back and down, knees line with the toes to keep the chest nice and tall, and press through those glutes. Try to press evenly through those legs. 9 and 10. Okay, then we're going to do an alternating backward stepping lunge. So feet are going to be hip width. Take that right leg back. Just press through the front left heel and then alternate side to side. It's kind of fun to be barefoot for this sort of thing. Kind of see what your foot likes to do, the ankle, how you might compensate. We want to try to keep that knee right on top of the ankle and then really drive deep through that front heel. Core stays strong. One more each side. All right, and then we're going to do a curtsy lunge. So plant those feet. We're going to alternate side to side. Take the left leg, drive it back and behind. Push up through your front heel. Again, lining that knee with the toes. Check in with your core. Appreciate this range of motion, right? You can kind of feel it's good for the hips, the knees, the ankles, the back. Get that core going. 7. We got 9. Chest stays up nice and tall. 10 and 10. All right, at the back of your mat, we're going to do a walkout plank. If a walkout doesn't work for you, you can either choose a downward facing dog or a bird dog. A bird dog is the opposite arm and leg extension. So you'd extend, drop, extend, drop. Otherwise, if a plank works for you, start at the back of your mat. Make sure that the hips are strong and stable by contracting the core. And then we're going to push into the back muscles. So if you need to bend your knees here because of flexibility, that's fine. Bend your knees if you need. Walk out, trying to keep those hips as level as possible. Plank. Grab deep through the belly, deep through those glutes, and then walk back. Same as you got there, trying to keep your hips nice and level. We're going to stand all the way up. 1. We're going to go to 10. Belly, belly, belly. Plank. Walk back. Feel like the core is doing 80% of the work, which you have to really force it to check in. Plank as opposed to your shoulders and back and arms. Walk back. Walk forward. Plank, tuck, flex, grab. How much core can you get? Push back. Contract. Keep it going strong. Push back. Walk up. Keep those fingertips nice and wide. Press through that thumb and first finger. 6. Push back. Grab that belly. Lots of belly grab. Push back. 7. Feels good on those hamstrings, getting that stretched out also. Push back. 8. Notice how your feet are taking weight, how they're working your sides of your heels. Push back. Your big toe ball mound, that pinky toe ball mound. That was 9. Here's 10. We're going to hold our plank a little longer. Shoulders shift up over those wrists. If you want to drop onto your elbows, you're welcome to. Not really a specific time here, just enough to still get some heat through that core. Tuck those shoulder blades down, belly engages, flex through the glutes, kneecaps draw up toward your thighs. All right, push up and back. Drive those hands back, belly stays strong, and then all the way to rise. Okay, we're gonna hit up our back again. Still focusing on the core. Lower all the way down. You're gonna lift one leg straight up and extend the other one so it hovers just off the ground. If you would like, you can keep your head on the ground, or you can lift, tucking your chin in and grabbing tight across your abdomen. So our goal is to try to grab a little bit of stretch into the leg and a lot of contraction through the core. So if you're tight, you might have it look a little more like this. It's okay if your leg doesn't get all the way straight. Inhale, exhale, switch. So little pull, little stretch, little contraction through that core. A lot of contraction through that core, actually. Tuck that chin in, belly strong. So you're feeling like the core is what's pulling that leg back up to you. 5, 6, 7. Push that low back into the ground. Grab through that belly. 9, 10. Okay, now we're going to go into a supported side plank with a leg extension. So you would plant your left hand on the ground and your left knee on the ground, but we still want to try to make a plank position. So a lot of times we end up with your knee too close to the hand, and then you end up making a box. And we still want to try to find that plank so our hips are pushed forward and there's a line, a nice solid plank line from knee to hip to shoulder. I like to lift my top hand. You can do whatever you want with it. We're going to go 10 leg lifts. 1, belly strong. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A little bit of glute and a little bit of core. Feel the back engage. Let's hit up that other side. Get your plank position and go. 2, 3, 6. Rotate those shoulders back and down. 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to go back into our concentrated crunches. One round down. I'm actually a little bit sweaty, but not going crazy with intensity. All right, push that low back into the ground. Here we go. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, lower. We're just now at 2. You are resisting gravity pulling you back to the ground. So the biggest winners for crunches are those who can already be feeling the heat in that core. You're trying to really work to build that brain muscle connection to flex, isometric flexions, grabbing deep, getting the contractions before you start your first rep. 2 to go. And 10. All right, coming up, we're going to hit our squats. Ready, set, and go. Still holding onto that core. Same thing here. Try to build and dig into those glutes. 7, 8, 9, 10. Alrighty. Lunges. Step right leg back. And then the left. 10 each leg. Check in with your neck. Stay relaxed there. Pull those shoulders back and down. Make having that tall lifted chest your natural, your go-to. It takes time. You have to build the muscle of the back and build the core, but work on it. 10 and 10. Okay, now we have our curtsies. You got it. Still notice what you're feeling. See what happens as you go side to side, how your feet and knees line up one side compared to the other. This is a good opportunity to see if one side's a little more tight. All right, last one each side. Now we get that walkout plank or your bird dog. Hinge forward, slide shoulder blades down, get that plank, push back. Take, I don't know, about 2 deep breaths at your plank position. Walk out. Push back. 2. Walk out. Push back. Walk out. Set up that plank position. Push back. Here's 4. Drive up using your core and glutes. Breathe out. In. Out. In. Push back. 5. Push back. 6. Feel flexion through the thighs. Push back. 7. Big wide hands. Push back. 8. Flex in. Hold that plank. Feel that push in through your hands. Push back. 9. And our 10th, we're going to hold. Find your biggest contraction yet. There is a dome in the upper back. Elbows tuck in. So you're twerking through, not twerking, but twerking through those arms. Your triceps face back towards your knees and hips instead of out. Tight, 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 tuck in. How much heat can you build in that belly? All right, and then push back. Come all the way up. Perfect. Turn it around, lower down. And we're going to get our split leg crunch. Stretch and crunch. 1, 2. Push that low back into the ground. 4. Again, remember, it's all about getting that flexion through the belly, trying to tighten it down flat. 8, 9, 10. All right. Go into that supported side plank. I'm going to start on my second side this time. If you need to stay off your hand, you're welcome to hit your elbow. I just like the range that it gives me for my plank when I hit up my hand. 3, 4, you're still flexing through everything. 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, open the chest. Push your hips forward. 8, 9, 10. Awesome. All right, here we go for another. Starting with our concentrated crunches. Rest your head in your hands. Elbows out wide. Tuck that chin in. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. See if you can keep your glutes relaxed. 7. Really try hard to not relax as you lower back down. 9, 10. All right, here we come up for squats. Those feet where you want them. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Drive through those heels. Force the muscles to work even though you're not holding weight. Just that body weight. 9, 10. All right, lunges. Step back one side, then the other. Alternate side to side. See if you can keep as little happening on that back leg as possible. Focus that front thigh. Ten and 10. Okay, bring on those curtsies. 1. Check in, see how it feels a little different. The work in those legs from the regular back stepping lunge that we just did. You got it. Feeling good. See if you can get those toes to spread. 10 and 10. Whew. Okay, our walkout plank. Grab deep through that belly. Walk it out. Set up your plank. Push back. Come all the way to the top. Set it up again. I was going to say other side. There's no other side. Tuck it in. Push back. 2. Walk out. So really pay attention. Push back to what you want to be feeling. So if I really grab my core, trying to keep my hips from shifting, push back as much as possible. I feel a lot more where I want it, which is that abdomen, my quads, to protect, push back that hinge or that sway in the hips side to side. Push back, drive it forward. Slide those shoulder blades down, get that best plank, push back. Feel like the belly is getting cold, but it's those core muscles that's pushing you back and driving you forward. Go back. Here's 8. Big wide hands. Drive back. 9. Hold it here. Find that plank. Regulate your breath. You've got it. Tighten in. You have to find the effort level. You have to grab and dig deep. All right, and then drive back. Up and back. Perfect. Lie down. Hit up those scissor twists. Pulls. Kind of stretch, scissor, grab behind. These should feel awesome at the same time that they kind of add up. Grab deeper through that belly. 9, 10, and then we're going into our side plank, supported side plank with that leg lift. I like to do supported sometimes because you actually get more on that lower glute as well, the supporting glute. 9, 10. Other side. Don't forget that core. Pull the belly button back. Tighten through your oblique and go. 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. All right, lie on your back and we'll get a little stretch. Perfect. Nice job. Tug those knees together. Pull deep into the chest. Try to get your knees to hug as close together as possible. Get a little more stretch through your hip flexors here. Okay, drop your right foot on the ground. Lift your left leg up and stretch to the hamstring. So it's okay if you don't get your leg super far up, maybe way out here. If you have a strap or a towel or rope, anything to kind of help, a band to give you some pull. We want to try to keep the knee straight, the toes pulled back so the foot is flexed, and then that hip, the left hip, is driving into the ground. So try not to lift the hips up off the ground in order to get that space in the hamstring. This feels so good. Okay, drop your ankle so it's on your right knee. Let your left knee just drop away first. Drop out, and then in fact, go ahead and drop your right foot all the way onto the ground with the left leg still on top, and let the weight of the knee just drop. So you should feel your hip flexor here get nice and stretched. Okay, and then bring everything back in. Flex both feet, interlace your hands behind your right thigh, and pull deep into the chest. Oh, I like to take my left elbow and drive that left knee away. So I feel stretch in my left knee, my left glute, through my low back. Maybe a little inner thigh. It's kind of like our pigeon, but you're on your back instead of facing the ground. All right, let's hit up that other side. So left knee on the ground, extend your right leg up, interlace the hands behind. I've been talking to you. I started talking yesterday, this week, as we're recovering. Really take the time to also give extra care and love and support to your body, whether it's sleep, whether it's a little more stretch, whether it's a nice glass of lemon water in the morning before you get started with anything else. Okay, so we're going to take that little figure 4 across, but let the right knee drop away from you. And then if you'd like, you can go ahead and drop your left heel to the ground, left leg, and then the right knee just kind of drops. Or kind of focus on a few more detox foods. Cilantro, parsley, our natural detoxers, lemon. You can hit up some turmeric and black pepper in your smoothies maybe, or just eating more curry. Those are great detox meals. Interlace your hands behind your left leg. Your right elbow pushes into the right knee. Gentle detox. My preference, unless it's prescribed by a doctor or nutritionist, is not juice cleansing, but just kind of shifting up your foods or adding in something that's a natural detoxer or liver friend. Get extra fiber. All the berries are nice and fiberful. All right, let's rock ourselves up to seated. We're going to get our, what is this called? Butterfly stretch. So put the soles of your feet together. Start with your hands behind the back. Good, just let your knees drop. Couple deep breaths. And then if it feels good for you, you can wrap your hands around your toes and gently lean forward. Push your elbows into the knees or into the thighs. Pull that chest forward. I've mentioned it before, but in case you didn't hit it, if you have like a pillow or roll up a towel and you set it under your hips, that'll give you some height and it'll help get those hips a little open. So if you find that your knees are way up in your armpits or close to your ears, then maybe lifting your hips, a yoga block works as well, would help. All right, take your yogi squat real quick. Push those knees out. One more forward fold. All right, nice job, everybody. Fantastic work. I will see you again tomorrow.